Hey, what's up everybody? Andrew from Fantasy here to give you my round 2 draft for the 2017 fantasy baseball season. Again, just like round 1, keep in mind this might not be projected what will happen, but this is how I would draft if I was drafting round 2. So let's just jump right in, and number 1 is Kris Bryant. Now, a lot of people knock Kris Bryant because he only had 29 home runs this year. His home runs fell. But he was basically the same player in every other regard, and I think the home runs will bounce back in 2018. You know, he's third base and outfield eligible, so that's nice. He gives you good eligibility. He's in a great lineup. The RBIs were also low, but I think that will bounce back also. So I see a pretty good future for Kris Bryant in 2018. Number 14, this is where I would have Aaron Judge go. I mean, I really don't like drafting rookies this early. Not that he's going to be a rookie in 2018, but guys that have only had one good season. But it's really hard to ignore what Judge did. I mean, 52 home runs, 128 runs scored, 114 RBIs with 627 slugging. You just can't ignore that. And that's why I'd have him go number 14. He would go in the second round. I would not draft him in the first round. I like to be a little bit more safe in the first round. But I have him going number 14 in the second round. Number 15 is J.D Martinez. And let me clarify that I think J.D Martinez had a career year in 2017. 45 home runs in 119 games is a great feat. But I don't think he's going to repeat that home run pace. Maybe he'll reach 40 home runs again if he stays healthy and plays all year. But I don't think he reaches what he did with the Diamondbacks. That was just crazy what he did with the Diamondbacks. But overall, he hits for good average and he hits for power, and that's why I take him number 15. Number 16, Anthony Rizzo, who is actually second base eligible because of the shifts the Cubs played. He will be second base eligible next year, and he's been a model of consistency. The average was a little bit down, but he's hit 30-plus home runs for 4 years in a row. I think it goes 30, 31, 32, 32, something like that. Pretty close. He is just a model of consistency, and I don't see that changing going into 2018. The Cubs are still a great lineup, and that second base eligibility really helps Anthony Rizzo because I think second base is one of the weakest positions this year. I will definitely be trying to get Rizzo as my second baseman on a lot of teams going into 2018. Number 17, we have Corey Kluber, who probably will win the Cy Young. It's either him or Chris Sale. He had a fantastic year. He went 18-4 with a 2.25 ERA, 265 strikeouts. If he wasn't injured for part of the year, he would be an absolute shoo-in for the Cy Young. And even with the injury, he's probably still going to win it. His FIP was only 250. I mean, he struck out 11.7 per 9. What is there to say? This guy is an absolute monster. And that's why I'd easily draft him in round 2. Number 18 is Manny Machado, and I struggled putting him here. I kept thinking, man, this guy should be higher. He did struggle early in the season, but he definitely turned it on in the second half and finished with a respectable 33 home runs with a 259 average. But I just couldn't justify putting him over some of the other guys. I think Kris Bryant will be better than Manny Machado in 2018, and Kris Bryant has the advantage of having outfield eligibility, where Manny Machado has lost his shortstop eligibility. He's only going to be third base eligible next year, and third base isn't exactly shallow, so that's why I have him here at number 18. Number 19, we have Freddie Freeman, who's going to be first base and third base eligible because of the experiment they had with Matt Adams at first and Freeman at third. So he is third base eligible going into 2018. And he had a monster campaign, 28 homers, 307 average. The numbers would have been much better if he hadn't been injured. Again, he's stuck in not the greatest lineup in the world, but he's Freddie Freeman. He makes do with what he has, and if he stays healthy, he's going to have another monster season in 2018. Number 20, Corey Seager. I was a little bit disappointed in Seager this year. The power didn't develop as much. He had 26 home runs last year. He only hit 22 this year in 145 games, 77 RBIs. I wanted to see a little bit more from Seager. I think it did knock him down a peg a little. He's still going to hit for great average. He's still going to get 20-plus home runs, but I think it knocked him down a little bit compared to some other shortstops. Number 21, we have Mookie Betts, who the home run spell, as I predicted. I didn't think he was a 30 home run guy, but that doesn't matter because he's stolen 26 bases 2 years in a row, and stolen bases are super valuable. If you haven't read my article on sixmanrotation.com, I highly recommend you read it. It's the one where I'm making a case for Trey Turner over Jose Altuve. But Mookie Betts, 24 home runs, 101 runs scored, 102 RBIs. He's the third man in the lineup, so he's going to get a lot of those counting stats, and he's going to get those steals, and that's why I take him 21st overall. Number 22, we have Francisco Lindor, who had probably one of the most surprising seasons out of anybody. The 33 home runs just came out of nowhere, and I think out of nowhere, I think he's not going to be a 30 home run. He's not a 30 home run guy. This is Mookie Betts' 2016 version. He's not going to hit that many home runs. He can be. I think he is a 20 homer guy. I don't think he's a 30 homer guy, but he does mix in some steals, and that makes him good enough to be 22nd overall. Then, of course, 23rd overall, we have Cody Bellinger. And Bellinger had a great rookie season, 39 home runs, 267 average, 10 stolen bases. And again, this is another guy I struggled like, man, why don't I have him higher? I struggle between maybe putting him over Lindor, and maybe I would take him over Lindor. I guess it would depend on who I took in the first round, but I put him at 23rd overall. This guy is just a beast, and what else there is there to say about him? He was just amazing. Another, Rookie of the Year along with Aaron Judge in the AL. And finally, at number 24, we have Steven Strasburg. He went 15-4 with a 2.52 ERA, 204 Ks with a 10.5 K per 9. Great FIP. This is a pitcher. Again, I said I'm taking pitchers early, and there's 2 pitchers here in the second round after 3 in the first. But I would take Steven Strasburg at number 24. You can always follow me on Twitter at Fantasy81 if you have any questions, or you can type them in the comments below. For Fantasy 8, I'm Andrew, and thanks for watching.